Amazing. Well, welcome. It looks like most of you are tuning in from the US, and I'm really excited to share my knowledge of silks. I'm so excited about what we're going to be doing today. We're just going to dive into everything silks, the movements, the breath, how silks has changed my life in terms of why it's so important as part of the GuanJing method, part of the spiraling circular shapes. I hope that your holidays so far have been restful and nourishing and really regenerative to the soul. You know, winters are time to really just like begin and hibernate and immerse in just what's to come, right, for the spring and preparing for the spring. So a little bit about me, since I know that a lot of you might just be tuning in from just knowing me from Instagram or what you see on YouTube. My journey has been in the wellness industry for over 15 years. I was facilitating yoga teacher trainings as well as hosting meditation retreats in Bali. And when I came to Los Angeles almost 5 years ago, my entire life changed. I went into a very deep depression. All the pathways for yoga and meditation seemed to have come to a halt. And it forced me to redirect my life, and it forced me to sort of shatter my ego and really come back into the authenticity of who I really am. And so from that pressure, from that frustration, from the feeling of nothingness came this movement form, and it has transformed my life personally. The movements are all based off of spiraling circular shapes found in nature, connecting us to the elements and the natural way of how to move through life with graciousness, with ease. And so the silks has been a huge catalyst in that transition, because the silks allow you to really direct and expand your energetic potential. It's almost as if they're like little energy extenders for your arms to be able to creatively express what you're going through, which would be great to be able to allow your emotions to flow through. So do a little hand raise or do a little emoji if you have a pair of silks. Yeah? No? Let me know so I know what we're working with. And then if you do not have a pair of silks, it's okay. You don't have to have a pair of silks. If you have, like, for instance, I have a pair, like a very lightweight scarf. You can use a lightweight scarf. Because I know that some of you didn't want to invest in silks unless you see how this silk workshop goes, and I totally understand. So right now is a time to grab a pair, a scarf, or maybe even like crystal, like a little crystal wand or something to feel like that extension of energy, so you know kind of what you're working with. If you want to do that, grab that now. And also, please just make enough space for yourself, because we want to be able to expand our energy, not just our energy within us, but also around us. So make sure you move any plants or any coffee tables or anything just out of the way, so you're not hitting yourself while you're moving, because you will get into it and you'll be like, I just hit my head on something. So definitely move stuff out of the way. And yeah, we'll be working with some silk. So before we actually get started, I want to talk to you about what you will be getting today in addition to this free workshop. This is drawing everyone into the online training, which is a 6-week training. And right now, until January 1st, is 30% off. And in this silk special, I'm also offering the abundance ritual, which is my personal practice of how I manifested and not only an expanding career, but also my love and my dream home and all of these different things. And that's also actually enrolled in with the Elements membership, the online membership. So you'll be getting the silks online training, the membership, a Chinese face reading, and a confidence guarantee that if you finish the silks course and you're working with me for 6 weeks and you do not feel confident afterwards to know what you're doing, I will personally work with you for another month to ensure that you are 100% confident working with silks. So that is what you're getting within the training. And let's talk about the silks. So like I said, we have our, just like scarves or whatever you have. I have these 2 matching scarves. So I'm using that today with you guys because I know some of you don't have silk fans. But if you were to purchase silk fans, I know there's a lot of stuff out there. The easiest probably and the most affordable option is to go with a pair that you can get from Amazon. So you just go on Amazon and you type in silk fan veil. And don't worry, in the post workshop email, I'll send you all this information so you don't have to write it down or anything. And this is one of the silks from Amazon. And so what they'll do is they'll come in a pair, and they're going to be pretty long. So I had to actually cut this one. So this one was probably like maybe about 6 to 12 inches longer. And so I had to cut it. And so when you join the training, I'll teach you how to do all of this. But this is a pair from Amazon. The pair was like maybe 20 bucks or something like that. And ironically, it's my favorite pair of silk fans. And I use and I work with these pair like all the time. The difference between something like this and something like this is the quality of the bamboo and the quality of the silk. So as you can see, this one, it's been machine finished and kind of curled under. And then this one is hand rolled and hand stitched. Notice the difference of this finishing compared to sort of this finishing. This is kind of pooling. And then the quality of the staff itself, this bamboo is a lot thicker, a lot sturdier. And this one's kind of thin. So it's hard to tell now, but you can even tell the glue quality. See how you can see the glue and look at the difference here. Now this one is actually handmade by a friend in Australia, and I'll also have all that information in the email. And so this one is $20 and this one's going to be $150. So there's a big price difference between the two, but the difference is you're going to get more industrially made dyes, or just like not so unique colors. And then you're going to get more custom colors, more custom gradients. Notice how smooth and even the gradient between these two colors are. It's really beautiful. It's going to be a better bamboo. It's going to last a bit longer. And then this is going to be just thinner and a little more flimsy. Now there's also a mid-tier silk that you can get on Etsy, and that's like between $40 to $60. And the ones on Etsy, you can also, again, Google silk fan veils, and you'll see there's one, I think, that's called something bamboo, but they will have more custom colors. It's going to be a medium quality bamboo. So it depends. It really depends on how much you want to invest in your silks. If you're unsure about silks, or if you're like, I don't know how often I'll play with them, go for the Amazon pair. I mean, they're just 20 bucks. You'll get them delivered in 2 days. You can play around with them and check it out to see if you want to invest. If you know you want to invest, then I would go start off with the Etsy ones that are around the $40 to $60 range. You have a much wider variety of colors to choose from. And then they're going to last a little longer. And then once you really know you love silks, then you can invest in the $150. There's even some that are almost $300-400, and those are like hand painted and really, really beautiful. But again, all this information will be sent out in the post workshop email. So don't worry, you don't have to write it all down. Also, I wanted to share the difference of energy between when you steam them and when you don't steam them. So look at the difference. This one is not steamed and this one is steamed. And just, can you see the difference in the way that they dance? This one floats a lot longer. And this one's kind of like, you can kind of see, I mean, it's still beautiful, but it's a different type of energy. So not that you have to steam them, but it just allows the feeling of the wind and the air to more evenly distribute across the fans themselves. And so I always like to give my fans a little bit of a steam before I play around with them, and then I keep them open. I just like put them on the side, maybe on a table or something like that, and I keep them open like this. Okay. Any questions about the fans themselves? You can unmute yourself if you like, if you have a question. No? Okay, perfect. So what we want to do also now is to just get used to how you would dance with fans. I know, again, some of you do not have a pair of fans with you. So what we're going to be doing is using the scarves to play around with how the energy works. In the silk fan training, you're going to learn about 4 different types of ways of holding the fans. So the first and easiest way is with the fans closed and together. This form is called a single close form. The reason why it's the easiest way to learn is because you're only using one hand, both of them are closed. You're not having to deal with the fans being open, and you can just get used to using it and dancing around with it with one hand. Now, the second form is double closed. So then you're holding them with both hands, and you're going to learn how to utilize both your hands while the fans are closed. And this is what we're working with today. We're going to work with the single closed into the double closed. And this is the easiest way to dance with fans, because once they open up, it gets a little more complicated. And then learning to close them and transition between them, which you won't be able to do unless you have a pair of fans with you. All right, so why don't we begin by first getting into the movement? And I'm going to hit record on my other camera, so give me 1 second. So in the GuanJing method, we work again with the spiraling circular shapes that are found in nature, and we want to invite the flow of our breath within the body to animate the life force energy, to then dance with it. So why don't we all come standing? Make sure, again, you have enough space to the sides of you, all around. You can go like this if you like, just to make sure you have enough room. And then standing, let's just relax the hands down by the sides. Relax the shoulders down the back. Close the eyes. Allow the spine to grow out of this foundation, and just connecting with your breath. Observing the way the breath is moving through the body. Noticing where in the body you are animating with life force energy. And as you continue to breathe fully, with every inhale, inviting the spine to grow taller and taller out of the foundation, breathing space in the spine. And notice even here, just with the breath, how the body is dancing to the rhythm of your breath. Making a promise to yourself that you will dance in harmony with the rhythms of your breath, never losing sight of the way the breath is animating the life in the body. Beautiful. And gently blinking the eyes open. Let's take the feet a little wider than hip width apart. And from here, I just want you to sway side to side. You can bend into one knee and then the other knee, rocking the hips side to side. And as you sink down, tilting this pelvis up and allowing that to really stretch and lengthen the inner groin. And you can sink back and as deep as you like. Beautiful. Then from here, just open the arms out and down. Inhaling and exhaling, letting it come down. Inhaling and exhaling down. And when you inhale, I want you to imagine that you're opening the space above you. And exhale, surrendering to that exhale. Inhaling, feeling as if your hands were moving through water. Smooth, full breaths. And really inviting the shoulders as you open to come down the back. The inhale, you lift up and lengthen, and exhale, roll down. Following the rhythm of your breath, nice, slow, smooth, connected breaths. Beautiful. And observe the texture you're painting out with your exhale. So exhaling, painting out through the fingertips. Inhaling, open, exhale, painting the energy of the breath out through the fingertips. And what is it that you want to release and let go? You can go slowly and just think whatever it is that you're feeling like there's a bit of tension or frustration or stagnant energy. I want you to, on inhale, breathe energy into that, and exhale, let it go, release. Inhale and exhale, let it go, release. Let's do that 2 more times on each side. Inhale, exhale, release. Exhale, release. Smooth inhale, exhale, release. Last time, inhaling. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. Just take a moment, close the eyes, and observe your energy system. What's coming up for you? Can you, even here with that simple movement, notice this enlivenment of the cells, enlivenment of your energy? A feeling of lightness. Blinking the eyes open. Now let's try it with that extension of our energy. So grabbing, if you have the silks, you can grab the silks. If you don't have the silks, you can grab your scarves. If you have one scarf, that's okay. You can just use the one hand and then feel the difference. And so because these are so big, I'm just gonna actually hold it more towards the middle so that it's not so, it doesn't drag so much. But whatever it is you want to do, you want to feel lightness. If your scarf feels kind of like heavy and it's the only thing you're working with, it's okay, but I want you to feel the lightness of it. So from here, we do the same thing. Inhaling, exhaling, exhaling. And as you do this, allow yourself to lift and then just let the scarf flow. And again, connecting with that energy of the inhale, opening, exhale, releasing. Inhale, opening, exhale, releasing. Beautiful. Continuing with that, moving slowly, I'm going to add and show you what it looks like with silk fans. So the feeling is really opening and extending this energy. Beautiful. Let's do that one more time on each side. Beautiful. And then you come back to center. Very nice. Notice how with the silks, your arms literally become longer, and the silk fans are, again, that extension of the energy. I mean, even with the scarf, it is quite different. Like, it's not so, it is a little bit, but it's not as extensive as the silk fan. So I really definitely wanted to give you a taster still of that. Now, we're going to be going through a figure 8. And so I can take this scarf. So actually, let's put the scarf down. So the figure 8 is just painting a big figure 8 with the one hand. So you can come side to side, begin to paint this beautiful figure 8. Still the same thing, lunging into one leg and then the other leg. And I want you to feel the texture. So as it comes down, it floats up as if your hand was a scarf itself, and it comes down and then it floats up, letting it float and fall down, and ride the momentum of this figure 8. Without the silks first, just feeling this riding of this momentum. Moving slowly side to side. Beautiful. Now we're going to add the other hand. So as this hand comes down and up, this one follows it. And now we carry that into the other hand. Inhaling and exhaling, feeling the texture of how you're painting the space surrounding you. And then as we swing down, we'll move it to the other hand. Beautiful. Now we'll move it to the other hand. Beautiful. Again, the other hand. And just feel the way that you're dancing with your energy system, manipulating the space surrounding you, following the beautiful rhythmic tide of your breath. And just play around with it. Maybe you just catch it one at a time. Continuing with that figure 8. Slow, smooth breaths. Okay, and then we're going to transition to that first movement. Remember that first movement. So from here, as we come down, we open. And then we come here, open. Open. Slow, smooth breaths. Open. Come to center. We can even open through the center. Nice. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. And now let's go back to the figure 8s. As we come down, we lead with one hand. And guess what? We're back in the figure 8s. Now we can switch off to this hand. Switch off with this hand. With this hand once again. And then let's go back to that first movement. We come up, open. Open. Slow, smooth breath. Beautiful, everyone. You all look so gorgeous. Can you feel the expansion as you inhale and the release as you exhale? Coming to center. Inhale, come up, open, and relax down. Relax the hands by the sides. Just take a moment. Observing your energy. Slow, smooth breaths. Well, gently blinking the eyes open. Okay, let's try that with our little silks. And we're gonna have 2 silks. If you have 2, that'll be great. If you have 2 silks, you can hold them. And we're going to begin the figure 8. And notice how it's just more fun. You're just dancing with this beautiful silks and you're letting that energy extend out, and you can even feel how much it's shifting the space around you. I've been practicing and studying the sacred geometry patterns found within nature, and I've been diving deep into a lot of the science, and there's actual scientific proof that shows that even when you write something, say a spiral or an infinity, the energetics of it vibrate out through the opposite side of the paper, and it actually shifts the molecules that you're writing underneath. So imagine what we're doing to the fabric of our reality while we're in movement in these circular spiraling shapes, in these sacred geometry shapes. And then watch this, we come here, remember, shift it to the other hand. Well, now we shift it to the other one. And then as we come down, we move it to the other hand. We're just moving hand to hand, just as we did practicing without the silks. Lifting up and switching. Nice. If you have any questions on that, you can always raise your hand or unmute yourself to ask. Beautiful. Now let's see if you can just go side to side and just alternate. Boom. 1, 2, 3. So fun. And then I'll show you with my silk fans. You guys can continue. So notice how I'm just grabbing the staff part of it and see how it just carries that energy so beautifully. Beautiful. All right, now let's try to transition. So as we come down here, remember we grab both, open, and open. So I'll show you slow motion. We come down, right? And as we come up to finish that curve, I grab the other staff and then I rotate and I open. I'll show you again. I'm down here, you grab the other scarf or whatever it is you're holding, you rotate your hand and open. So now we're here. Slow, smooth breath. Even come through in the center. And actually this shape is the shape of the Vesica Pisces. So we're actually creating as we come through the center, the marquee, the center marquee, and this is where all potentiality, the most fertile land, the fertile ideas are brought forth. So we're creating this beautiful imprint within the space surrounding us. And come here. Beautiful. Now we go back to the first transition, right? So as we come down, we follow this hand back. Yes, very nice. That looked awesome. I'll play that again just in case some of you didn't get it. So we're here, and then I just follow the hand back into the curve. We always want to follow the curve of the movement we're creating. No angular curves unless they're intended. And then again, let's see if you can switch hands. Following that figure 8 shape. So fun. Beautiful. Now let's see if we can go back to the first shape. We come down, remember I grab and then I open. You can go side to side, you can come straight through the center, whatever it is you'd like to do. And then come back to center. Relax the hands down. Just take a moment. The heart rate's up just a little bit, just finding that full breath. Observing your energy system. What I love about silk so much is that there has to be a certain rhythm for the weight and the float of the silks to carry through the space. And so it allows us to get out of our comfort zone a little bit, allows us to break a sweat. And in those moments of heat, that's when we're able to release. Very nice. Okay, coming back, keeping the eyes open. You can put the scarf off to the side. I'm going to show you one last move and then we're going to put it all together. So this last move is another GuanJing move called Radiant Jing, and it works with, again, the figure 8 shape. So remember how we started off here? We started going side to side. Now we're going to go diagonal. So it'll look like this. So I cut across, spin the pinky in, bend the elbow, open. Cut across. You might have seen this in the free class. Maybe if you're a member, you've seen this in a lot of the lessons. So I cut in, spin the pinky in, open, and open this chest, open the ribs up. So we're finding this figure 8 diagonally. And imagine that you're holding a cup of water and you don't want it to spill. So the way that you carry it, the cup of water is always face up. It never faces down. Beautiful. Opening and cutting across, spin in, open. And so within the Silks training, you'll have one-on-one mentoring by me. So every time you submit your homework or movement assignment, I will be personally looking out for any little things that you can improve on, any misalignments in your body. So you'll always feel confident in how you're moving. You're never lost in being like, wait, what do I do again? Or guessing. You'll always have that feedback from me of what's going on in your body so you can make the right adjustments so that you can learn effectively and utilize whatever it is, whatever postures or movements we're learning to your own personal flow. Beautiful. Last time here, open, and let's come down. Just take a moment observing the difference between the left and right side. Noticing how there is a sense of openness with the side body. Try the other hand, holding this beautiful cup of water, this tiny little cup of water. We cut across, then the pinky in, then the elbow open. Cut across, then the pinky in, then the elbow open. Inhale, exhale, then in, elbow open. And again, if you have any questions regarding these movements now, just simply ask. Beautiful. Go side to side. Just really extending out, opening each rib as if you could create space between each rib. And I want you to, on your exhale, cut across, and on your inhale, lead from the side body, open, cut across. Very nice. Beautiful. Now dancing with it with your own tide of breath. Inhale, we open. Exhale, we cut across. Now we open and relax the hand down. Heel toe the feet together. Just a moment to observe your energy system. Our hands are direct extensions of our hearts. And so the way we express out through the hands have so much to say about what we are speaking through from our heart space. And oftentimes there are things that our words simply cannot express. And so movement is a way of allowing ourselves to release anything held within the deepest, most vulnerable parts of our hearts. Very nice. Okay, so let's add the silks to that. You can grab your scarf again, and we can take them together because we're only using one hand. So the way this looks is, remember, we're having the cup, and so we're literally creating this spiral. And maybe your silks are a little too long. You can make them a little shorter if you like. It'll probably be easier. We're cutting across. Inhale, cutting across. Very nice. just as we did, now it's just Radiant Jing with the silks. And so the difference between this silk class and other silk classes is that we always incorporate GuanJing movements along with all of the foundational technical skills of silk fans, but it's less about performance and more about moving energy. Extending that out. And then watch this. Here, right? And now we can go into the figure 8. So let's try that together. So we're in Radiant Jing, opening. And then we open down. Notice how that smooth circular transition when you just follow the curvature. And then we can now switch the hand. And we can go Radiant Jing on this side. Beautiful. And then go back into the figure 8s. Nice. And then we can separate the silks. A little difficult with a scarf. I'm gonna try my best. So wait, hold on, let me try that again. That was a fail. We are in the figure 8s. And then from here, open. Slow, smooth breaths. And then we can grab the silks again to form one silk. Go back into the figure 8s. And as we do this, we can now go into Radiant Jing on the other side, grabbing that and then whipping it around. So it's a continuous spiraling shape. Let me show that with the silk fans. We're here. Into the double infinity. Switch my hand there. Into the first posture, flipping both. Opening. Into the infinity again. And then we can go into the Radiant Jing posture, cutting across, and then moving back into Radiant Jing. Beautiful. And then once you get used to these 3 movements, maybe you're like, okay, I'm really comfortable with this movement. Instead of just going side to side, you can literally just go, oh, I want to step back. I want to step forward. I want to step to the side. I want to turn. And so you can literally go in any direction using this shape. And then if you decide to go into the infinity again, going back into the infinity, and you can go wherever you want. You can get low. You can come up. You can step back. You can step forward. You can switch hands. Get low. Switch hands while you're getting low. Step forward. So we begin to play around with how we're utilizing this. You can turn if you want. Come back. Very nice. And just take a moment. A moment to relax here. Take a moment and close the eyes, finding stillness. Again, observing your energy system. Noticing the rhythm of the heart, the rhythm of your breath. And when we connect with our breath and connect with our movement and connect to the spirit moving through the body, we allow our soul to be more fully expressed. We invite the nervous system to relax and allow our soul to creatively express, our hearts to creatively express. So thank you for doing this with me, for this beautiful moment in time. Thank you for playing with me and allowing our childlike joy to dance with silks and scarves and all of the things that we decided to dance with today. And just noticing your energy. Bringing the hands to heart center, bowing the head. Honoring all that you are and all that there is. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Blink the eyes open. Thank you so much for taking this time to play around. You know, this is one of the biggest ways for me to self-express through the silks. And I hope that you got a taster of what it's like to extend your energy system, not just with your hands, but with these beautiful silk fabrics. And I really hope that you join this online training. I'm really, really excited about it. I put a lot of time and energy into it. And yes, curious about the history of silks. So yes, silks fans have started out, were created almost 5,000 years ago as a form of ritual. It was first found, of course, in China and in Japan, and it was a way to connect with the spirits. And so that was the beginning of it. And then soon it made its way into theater, and then it made its way into the festival world. And now here we are continuing this beautiful tradition of using the silks as an extension of our hearts. And so in this live session, I wanted to gift you guys again, not only the 30% off of the silk training, but also the membership, which includes the abundance ritual, which is my personal practice that I'm so excited to be leading. And it starts January 7th. So it starts a little bit before the actual silks training. Everything is available for playback. So if you can't make the live training, don't freak out. You'll always be able to watch it later at your own convenience. And then the silks training comes with one-on-one personal feedback every time you submit your movement homework. It also comes with a Chinese face reading, the abundance ritual, the elements membership, as well as a PDF of all the movements in the silk training itself. So if you're like, wait, I have no idea what she did in this video, and even the feedback's a little confusing, I'll have actually a picture manual. So I show you close up, here's what your hand's doing, and it's turning here, and it's turning here, and then we open. Because once we get into like the opening of the fans, you know, it's not complicated. It just takes a little bit of a learning curve. And so once you get that learning curve, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I can fully flow with these silks. And that's ultimately what I want you to experience. So how many weeks is the silk training? It's 6 weeks. It's January 31st to the end of February. And so let me send you guys the onboarding stuff. So here's a link to reserve the silks. And if you need a payment plan, here is a 3 op month payment plan. So you would only put down $260, and then it will just get billed again at the next month. So once you enroll, I'll send you all the onboarding information, including how to get your Chinese face reading, how to purchase your silks, all the websites I use to personally buy my silks, from my friends who custom design them to the more affordable options. It's really good if you decide to enroll now, because then you'll have more time to purchase the custom made silks. If you were like, oh, I really want a sage green, or I really want this beautiful violet, you'll have that time frame to be able for them to make it and then ship it now if you decide to do that. Any questions you may have, anything you'd like to share? I'd love to know how you're feeling. Are we feeling good? Yeah. Okay. I see nods. Yes,
That was
Carla.
amazing. That was amazing. I love sacred geometry and your movements are so beautiful. So I said I wasn't going to do it. I was like, I'm just going to observe, but thank
It's
you.
hard not to do it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes. And so in the Silks program, well, also, I even forgot to mention, I'm launching a new program within the Elements membership, which is the sacred geometry of Qi. And so it's all about the spiral, the infinity symbol, the circle, the Taurus, the Vesica Pisces. And these are internal and external manifestation practices. That again that I've been developing and researching and going so deep into. Without getting so deep into it, it's all about ancient Egypt and what they consider the net web of the universe, which is actually the web of reality that we are in right now, because we are a geometric shape right within space time, and yet we can't see the space, but there is sacred geometry within the space within us. So the more in harmony and the more sacred geometry we decide to create within us allows us to be in the harmony of life. Um, I love this, Carol. I feel like I've done this before. Yes, I'm bringing you back to a past life. I love it. um, so yes, the Silks training, that sale is up until January 1st. So I'm so excited for this. I really hope to see you all in this. If you need payment plans or other options, please, please, please message me. I'm always up for that conversation because I'd rather have you in the training and part of this beautiful movement than not. So I'm always open to that discussion. And yeah, any other questions? No? Okay. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for your time. I'm sending you so much love. Please save those links now so you have them. Maybe just like click on them so you have them up in your browser. And if you have any questions, let me know. Once again, once you enroll, you'll get all the onboarding information, the Chinese face reading, which I love to do and share. And people are always like, oh my God, how did you know all this within my face? And but yeah, it's all written on our faces. So thank you all so much. I'm going to stop this recording now. Oh, you don't see the links? Okay, let me repost them again. And boom, I sent them. Here we go. Oops. Oh, everyone in meeting. Oh yeah, here we go. It's because I was sending it just to one person. Good thing I'm still figuring Zoom out, honestly. Like I'm always like, what are these buttons? What does this mean? It took me like 2 months to figure out how to share my music. Okay, great. So does everybody have the links now? We're all good? Okay, perfect. I'll also share them again in the email, the post workshop email. All right, everyone, have a beautiful rest of your evening wherever you are in the world. Stay warm, stay open, and I'll see you in the training. Ciao. Bye.